Let's head to the northern region where a similar situation happened. Our reporter, Martina Bugri, has been speaking to one of them.
I just saw that you've been turned away. What's the problem?
Yes, actually I was posted to vote here, but then I came around with that announcement. So I've been asked to go and get one. Yes.
Martina Burki joins us via Zoom. Martina, bring us up to speed on the situation there with regards to the no mask policy by the EC officials. Martina, kindly unmute your microphone. We can't hear you.
The protocols are strictly being implemented at all the centers that I have visited. If you come in and you don't have a nose mask, you are not even allowed to join the queue. You are stopped at the beginning of the queue, and then you are asked to go back and get your nose mask. Like the guy I met at the Tamale South constituency, he came in with someone else, and they were both turned away because they didn't all have the mask to wear. Now they are told that you either go back and come back with a nose mask, or you don't have the opportunity to vote. And most of them, like in Tamale South, there was Tamale North, there was a lady who came in without a nose mask or face mask. And when she was asked to go back, she pulled out her handkerchief and used it to tie her nose and the mouth so that she can vote. That was the option. And in Tamale South, there was another woman who used her veil to tie her nose and her mouth so that she can have the opportunity to vote. And so I must say that the protocols are strictly being adhered to. You would wash your hands, you would clean them, you'll be given sanitizers to sanitize your hand after the process, before the process and after the process.
On the ground, tell us, does this lengthen the process or it's generally the same?
It's generally the same. Once you come in and someone is going through the process, you wash your hands. And once you enter the place, you need to go and wash your hands, and then you wait in the queue, and then the process begins. And so generally, it doesn't delay. I stood there for like 10 minutes, looking at what was going through. And I saw a lot of people just go through like that. It was smooth. And the verification machines were very easy to verify. You put your hands and then there's a beep and then you go on. And so basically the timing is okay. I mean, it was smooth sailing.
All right. Many thanks, Martina Bugri, with that update from Tamale there. We will get updates on the conduct of the elections, the voting, the special voting, which is underway thus far. But let's get some education on the wearing of nose masks, and lawyer, legal practitioner Samson Ladi Ayenini has been shedding some light on what the law says about exercising your franchise whilst wearing mask or not wearing mask. Watch.
Okay, so let's start from this point. The first point to start with is not our views or our opinions about who can vote and what can happen to them if they try to vote. But it is what the Constitution, the supreme law of this country, that guides all of us, and which all of us, including the Electoral Commission, are bound. The constitutional provision in Article 42 is that once you are a Ghanaian, you are 18 years of age or above, and you are of sound mind, you have the right to vote, and you are entitled to be registered as a voter for the purposes of voting. If a person gets to the polling station today on the special voting, it would mean that that person is presumed to have been registered in accordance with law to be able to vote. That person would have been registered to vote. Now, having been registered to vote, it simply means that that person's name has been entered in the register of voters. If your person's name has been entered into the register of voters, the Public Elections Regulation 2020, CI 124, which guides the conduct of the election says that when we go to vote, among the list that we will find at the polling station will be a special voters list. A special voters list. So once your name is on the special voters list for today, you are entitled to exercise your right to vote. And that entitlement cannot be taken away from you, except there is a law which has been so made and which is not deemed to be inconsistent with the Constitution.
So as we indicated, there was a similar situation in the Savannah region where some security personnel who came there, who turned up without mask, were turned away. Correspondent Isaac Nonya joins us with more from the Savannah region. So Isaac, did they return with a mask to enable them exercise their franchise, or they didn't return?
Sure, they were able to return a few minutes after that to cast their votes. Two men and a lady came without their no mask, but they were very lucky that the police station, which happened to be the police station here, were able to supply them 3 no masks for them to be able to cast their votes. As we speak now, about 378 people have cast their vote, leaving with the remaining less than 100. The one issue that is popping up here at the Damago police station is that a proxy voter came with a form to vote for somebody who's outside the country. But this was a situation that the NDC agents protested. But that of the EC and the MPP said no. It wasn't a problem to the extent that the guy who came to vote on proxy will not vote, because the proxy voter and the owner of the vote registered from the same police station, Kurabasu police station. And when the ECs have processed the documents for him to be voted, they should allow the verification machine to determine whether the proxy voter was qualified or not. So that child was given, and the gentleman was accepted or picked by the machine, and then he has registered and voted. I will speak now. The NDC agents are still in the disagreement with the fact that a gentleman who came to vote shouldn't have allowed to vote, because there is not a proxy vote form kept here at the police station by EC. A situation they were all made to understand that this particular exercise, there should not be anything like proxy. An argument, the EC disagreed and told them that it was agreed in the meeting that a proxy voter can also exercise his or her franchise if the writing were done or the form was filled. And in this case, the form had been filled, and the gentleman was allowed to vote and has still left the place.
All right, Isaac Nonya with those details from the Savannah region. We'll be touching base again to find out the update on that particular situation. Let's go to Rafiq Salama, Upper West Regional Correspondent, for how the process is going there. Rafiq, bring us up to speed on the special voting exercise there. Hello, Rafiq, if you can hear me, what's the latest where you are?
Hello, Araba.
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Tell us what's happening where you are.
The situation in the Upper West region, I can tell you that a total of 3,459 people are expected to cast their ballots between 5 a.m. and then up to between 7 a.m. up to 5 p.m. And I can report to you that the situation is peaceful right here in the Upper West region. And so in the West Central constituency, there are 2 polling centers here. Both of them located just between the Circuit Court and the Upper West Regional Police Command. And so each of them is having 434. The polling A is having 434. Polling B is polling center B is having 433. And so when you add the 2, you get 867 people voting in this particular situation. I can report to you that in polling station here, talk about Circuit Court 1A, A total of 434 people so far have voted, leaving 100 people, and the other one, 308 personalities have voted so far. So the situation here is calm. We have seen some party members who came around, then also talking about party agents. You have the major political parties talking about the NDC and MPP. Each of them have 4 representatives to be party agents in the polling stations. And so the centers has also been visited by some people from the MPP, talking about regional chairman of the MPP, SB Kangbare, and also the incumbent member of parliament for West Central, Dr. Rashid Hassan Abdelkou. So the situation I can report to here is very calm and then cool right here.
Many thanks, Rafiq Salam there with that update from the Upper West region to the Volta region now. And Ivy Setoji joins us via Zoom. Ivy, bring us up to speed on what's happening.
So in the Volta region, about 7,961 are expected to cast their vote today. I was earlier at home where the place was very calm. They were expecting 218. As at the time we were leaving, about 150 had cast their vote. Right now, at the whole office, that's the T office in the capital, about 900 people have cast their votes. Generally, the exercise has been very smooth and calm. But in whole West, about 3 officers complained they couldn't find their names in the register, and so were not able to vote. But apart from that, calm everywhere is calm. Process is going on smoothly. We expect that everything goes smoothly, just like it started.
Yeah, are people adhering to the COVID protocols? Are the EC officials strictly enforcing the protocols?
Yes, of course, they are. But some people who are the last end of the queue prefer to remove their nose mask until they get closer. But before you enter the premises or the EC or where the voting are ongoing, the AC might ask the people to wash their hands, sanitize, and then also make sure that everyone wears the nose mask. So before you even enter the nose masks, you are asked to make your nose. So people who are at the last side of the queue said they cannot.
All right, Ivy Setoji, our Volta regional correspondent, bringing us that update from the Volta region, and we do apologize for the poor line there. But from the Volta region, let's head to the Greater Accra region, but the Ningo-Prampram constituency to be specific. And Manuel Karanting joins us on the line now. Manuel, where exactly are you, and how is the process moving along?
Yeah, Araba, it's really difficult hearing you, but if I heard you, you're asking where exactly I am and how the atmosphere is. Well, I'm currently at the Prampram Methodist Basic School, where we have 2 polling stations, polling station A and polling station B. This is the center for the Ningo-Prampram constituency. Well, of course, we know that in the presidential election, there are 12 candidates, and in the parliamentary candidate, election, there are 4 candidates. The NPP's Alexander Mate, and then also the NDC's incumbent member of parliament, of course, Samuel Nate George. We have Free Will of the Ghana Union Movement, and then also an independent candidate, Richard Amonate, who thankfully joins me here for a quick interaction. Well, you've been monitoring the process. Well, how has it been so far for you?
Oh, I'm okay. Everything is nice here because they go from Prampram here. We are okay with everything, so we thank God for everything.
Okay, great. Well, what gives you the confidence that, well, running against Sam Nate George, Alex Mate, and Free Will gives you, a space to enter Parliament?
Thank you. The problem is, Ningo-Prampram, if you look at Ningo-Prampram, both of us, they are fishermen and farmers and those who sell things. And although if you look at Ningo-Prampram here, we don't have a good market, we don't have a good station. As for me, I'm standing here. My name is Richard Angbonate, the independent candidate. Okay, I'm a welder as well. I do my own work. And those who are doing their own work, like welders, fitters, and all those people, government come and take tax from us. And after that, they don't know how we manage to open our shops and do all those things. And at the end of the day, it go against us. And when we vote for NDC and NPP, when they come power, they don't mind we. So we decided that they should let me go so that somebody can speak to them. On behalf of me, so that if any problem we are facing, I can go parliament. Then we can go NDC and NPP. When they came, we don't see any improvement. Exactly.
Okay, great. But what we've seen now, this has been characterized as one of the flashpoints within the Greater Accra region. Was pockets of violence in previous elections, and so even with the registration exercise and all. As an independent candidate, what's your, if you like, assessment of the security situation within the constituency?
Oh, for me, we are all praying to God that everything will be all right, because sometimes when it's time to those NDC and NPP, their primaries, there is a problem. But this is why we are all praying that nothing wrong is going to happen in Ningo-Prampram.
Okay. You're confident of winning?
Oh, 100%, because all the people are suffering in Ningo-Prampram, except those who know themselves. You know, my problem is when the parties come, it helps those who they know themselves, because if you don't know anybody there, when you go to do something, nobody's minding you.
Let me ask a direct question. There are 93,000 and over registered voters in the constituency. How many of those votes are you getting?
Surely, at the end of the day, I hope by 40,000 I'll get 40,000 votes.
You get 40,000 votes?
Plus.
40,000 plus. Well, that's the independent candidate of the within the Ningo-Prampram constituency. The man Angmonate. He's Richard Angmonate. He's an independent candidate. Well, quickly.
Everybody who is watching me live from Joy, I'm telling the whole Ningo-Prampram constituency people that their brother come to speak for them, because NDC MPP, we voted for them for a long time. As for me, I don't have any president. You can choose whoever you wanted to vote for. But for the MP, vote for me, because I'm telling them that I'm always telling all the public that for me, Richard like this, I'm like them, okay? When you vote for those people, they will go. They won't see you. But I'm promising them that if they vote for me as a candidate for MP for Ningo-Prampram, I can assure them. Some of hospitals, Ningo-Prampram, we don't have a good hospital here. In case some woman is going to give evidence operation or something like that, no hospital that maybe maternity, that maybe operation, unless we go to General Bato, which is a very huge problem for we here. So they should vote for me, Richard. I think it's the best than voting for MPP or NDC. Because NDC, when you go to Parliament, NDC, when the president is not there, they don't mind him. But independent, I can work for every.
Absolutely. So and that's the concern. He says that.
So I'm number 4.
Number 4.
So everybody should vote for me. Anyone who sell, who build, who is a basic or construction person, or who sells,
vote for you. Correct. Great. And so I'm going to hand over to you back in the studio, Araba. But from the last count that I did, the last check with the presiding officer, well over 650 people have cast their ballots so far, and it's been quite smooth with no incidents here. Back to you, Araba.
Thanks, Manuel Coranting there, my colleague in the Ningo-Prampram constituency with that update. Let's stay within the Greater Accra region, specifically in the Ayawaso West Wogan constituency, where my colleague Kweku Asante has been supervising the process. Kweku, what can you report?
Very smoothly at the Ayawaso West Wogan constituency. Early on, I actually went to Cabinet constituency where the process has moving on with church streets without any let or any entrance. We've not had any such complaint. Currently, I'm at Medina Police Station, the Medina Police Station polling station, where the polling is also going on very smoothly. There are 2 polling stations here, and over 600 people have cast their votes so far, out of the 300 that are expected to cast their vote. And that's why I was where I was a few minutes ago. The only issue that came up at the moment was when the candidates started sharing drinks and water to the voters who were in the queue waiting to cast their vote. And so some people around raised issue about that, said, wouldn't that potentially vote buying and other issues? But then the NDC candidate and then the NDC candidate all defended their stance and said that they will just revert every people who are voting. And those people, Mr. John Dumelo and then Lydia Sarah and Alhassan, they've been at the polling station since morning. They've been there themselves. although they have polling agents there to manage the centers for them. Early on, when I went to Fabinia, I did not see the MP, neither his contender, neither have the member of parliament from Madina constituency and his contender, Mr. Tutu, all been here as I speak. And so the process has been a bit different at Ayawa, so why those two candidates are deep within and trying to check the process for themselves. So that those are the issues that have been going on at the Ayawa towards Madina and then Fabinia. Hello.
All right. Thank you so much. That's Kweku Asante. He's my colleague, and he's been monitoring the process in the Ayawaso West Wogan as well as the Dome-Kwabinya area. Let's go to the Upper East region. Now, Albert Sorry joins us with details from Albert. Where exactly are you, and how is the process progressing?
Yes, Araba Made Bolgatanga House of Chiefs, the premises of the Regional House of Chiefs here in Bolgatanga, where the special voting here in the Bolgatanga Central Constituency it's ongoing. Here, 831 people are expected to vote in this constituency as part of the special voting exercise. We are told that this morning the first voter finished voting around 7:20, and so the voting has been ongoing since that time to now. A while ago, when I checked, they had 632 people who had voted so far. So the process has been smooth. There has been no incident whatsoever. The Electoral Commission officials here have also been trying to maintain the COVID-19 safety protocol. So one of the things they've done is to mark some lines here where people can stand so that they are able to keep the distance. Now you also have the hand washing, and they have the temperature gun where they check people for their temperature when they arrive before they come here to vote. So that's the process so far.
Thank you so much. Albert Sorry reporting from the Upper East there. Now, we've been getting reports about some of the security personnel unable to find their names in the register. Let's head to the Eastern region. My colleague Maxwell Kudoko joins us via Zoom. Maxwell, we're picking up reports that some people were unable to find their names. Tell us more about that.
Well, quite a number of security personnel who are supposed to participate in the early voting did not find their name on the list. Some had traveled from as far as Afram Plains. Others came from Kumasi in the Ashanti region and other parts of the country to participate in the exercise. But unfortunately, their names were not included in the list. Some left the polling station disappointed, even though they would not speak to us on record. They insisted that whatever the situation is, they are going to ensure that they participate in the December 7th election before they move to their duty post. However, the NPP parliamentary candidate for the New Biabensad constituency, Mr. Michael Ochuprefti, in one of his observation or to the polling centers, had interaction with the Electoral Commission official. And he tells us in an interview that arrangement is being done together with the EC and the security agents to ensure that officers who don't have the will be given the opportunity to vote very early on December 7th before they are going to their duty post. So in effect, those who are in the morning but have not exercised their franchise will be able to go on a night duty so that they will have the opportunity to exercise their franchise on December 7th early in the morning before they move to their duty.
Okay.
Initially.
Thank you. Maxwell, we'll be coming back to you for more on that, but we still have more information coming from the ground from our reporters. Ernest Menu is joining us now via Zoom. Ernest, tell us, where are you and what can you report?
Well, Araba, I am at the Lajokuku constituency, currently at the Teshie police station, which is where the special voting is taking place. Over here, there are two polling stations because of the numbers. Remember, the EC had said that there's a threshold of 749, which is the cap for every polling station, just in order to reduce the numbers, but also to observe the COVID-19 protocols. I have right here with me the presiding officer for polling station A. Thank you very much, sir. You're live on JoyNews. Tell us, what is the number that you have here and how many have cast their ballot so far?
Thank you very much, sir. This is Teshie Police Station Center A. My name is Benedict Clotty, the presiding officer here. On the register for Center A, we have 634 voters who we look up to come and vote. As of now, we're having about 350 plus voters who have turned in to come and vote. And we are expecting beyond 95% turnout.
Okay. How about the COVID-19 protocols? Have you had cause to turn away people because they are not in either face masks or refusing to adhere to the protocols?
Well, for protocols, I can tell you in confidence that has been strictly adhered to. Voters never came to the center without their mask. We followed the process. All are followed duly. To the end till you are sanitized to leave the center.
And elsewhere where I've been, there have been a few times police officers especially have had cause to complain that their names are not on the register. Have you had any incident like that, and how have you resolved it?
Yeah, currently at Center A, I have not experienced such an incident. I don't know that of Center B, they ever had such an incident.
Okay, thank you very much. So that is the presiding officer for the Lejokuku Center. But let me say that I've just spotted the Member of Parliament for Lejokuku, the Honorable Bernard Okoboy, who is also the Deputy Minister for Health. We would speak to him briefly about the process so far today. So if you can join me this way. You are an agent, I'm told, right here. Are you an agent for yourself?
Yes, I'm an agent for the parliamentary.
Okay. How has the process been so far?
So far, it's smooth. We go here before 6. We saw to the, how do you call it, the documentation of the serial numbers for the ballot. We also saw to the arrangements and all that. And then we got the notice of poll also dealt with field and all that. And then we started with the special voting. I think in the beginning, it was very smooth. It's still been smooth. I had to let someone replace me for about an hour.
Okay.
To go and attend to some emergency.
Okay.
Come back to this place, and so far, all have conducted themselves.
Unfortunately, technology is failing us. But that was Ernest Menu, my colleague in the Lejokuku constituency, and he was speaking there. You saw him speaking with the MP for the area, Dr. Bernard Okoboy there. So we're picking up a lot of stories, reports from our correspondents about, people being turned away because they're not wearing masks, or the fact that some security officers can't find their names in the register. But the EC says it is making arrangements so that everyone can vote at a later time. You're watching Election Brief with me, Araba Kumsin. You're welcome back to Election Brief. Now, residents of Tema East constituency have hit the streets today over the arrest of the NDC parliamentary candidate for the area, Isaac Ashia Odampton. The NDC candidate, who we understand was arrested yesterday, has been invited to appear before the financial court. Atom FM's Isabella Gidiglo Ave joins us on the line for more. Bella, if you can hear me well, do we know why the NDC candidate has been arrested, firstly?
Okay, we had information yesterday morning that Honorable Ashia Odampton had been invited to appear before financial court at Accra. Later in the day, around 3 p.m., thereabouts, we again had information that they had finished with the court process and were heading towards the Yoko office. Then in the evening, we had another information that Honorable Ashia Odampton and some other two who were involved in the Yoko CMA alleged fraud issue had been detained at Committee 11 police cell because they were not able to meet a bail requirement of 10 million Ghana cedis each. Because of this, some NDC youth and NDC party faithfuls at Tema Newtown embarked on protests on the streets from Tema Newtown to Committee 11 police station last night. Others too ended up burning ties at Tema Newtown Township. As we speak, security personnel, that's military and police, are still in Tema Newtown Township, ensuring that law and order will be complied by the residents.
All right, many thanks for that update. Bella Ave Giriglo is our Adum FM correspondent in the Tema area. But staying on this story, earlier in the day, the Office of the Member of Parliament, the incumbent MP, Daniel Titus Glover, issued a statement on this matter. He said, the office of the MP of the Tema East constituency has been drawn to some allegations made by the Tema East constituency NDC with regards to the arrest of their parliamentary candidate. The case being referred to is between their candidate versus the Republic of Ghana with respect to some funds alleged to be misappropriated during his tenure as mayor of Tema. The report was carried out by Iyoko and sent to the Office of the Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana. All issues with respect to his alleged criminality would be out of place to associate it with the Office of the Member of Parliament and parliamentary candidate of the New Patriotic Party, Tema East, Honorable Daniel Titus Glover. The Tema East constituency NDC candidate and 9 others are facing trial on 6 counts of financial criminality during his term as the mayor of Tema. The bail conditions are at the discretion of the Honorable Court of the Republic of Ghana, which has nothing to do with our Member of Parliament and Deputy Minister of Transport. And that was a statement issued from the Office of the Member of Parliament, Tema East constituency, and Deputy Minister of Transport, Daniel Titus Glover, a while ago. Let's go on the line and speak to the Greater Accra Regional Secretary of the NDC, Theophilus Tetechai. Many thanks for your time, sir. So what's the party's position on this arrest? Did you know that he had been arrested? Did you know that these charges were filed against him?
Thank you very much. Let me say good afternoon to your cherished listeners. First of all, let me appeal for calm in the Tema East constituency. It is a very difficult time for us as constituents, and definitely with the support that Honorable Nia Ashai has in the Tema East constituency, poised to win this election. This has not come to us as a surprise. In fact, for over so many months now, the current Member of Parliament for Tema East, who is my good friend, Honorable Daniel Titus Glover, has been saying on air that very soon the member or the parliamentary candidate for the NDC will be picked up. So for us, it is not surprising. And when you look at the bail conditions that has been given, it tells you that the court has taken its decision. We cannot overrule the decision of the court, but we think the decision to slap 10 million as surety for its release was very harsh, to make it very difficult for bail conditions to be met. But the good people of Tema East are solidly behind Ashai Odamti. The NDC, as a political party, will always subject itself to the rule of law, probity, and accountability. And as such, the party is doing everything possible to make sure that our colleague or the parliamentary candidate for the Tema East will be able to meet the bail conditions, and then he will be brought home to continue with his campaign. But I can assure you... Okay,
so Honorable Tetechai, just to cut in, just a minute. I'd like to clarify. So as we speak, he is in the custody of the police. Is that the case?
Currently, he has been taken out of the Tema police custody. And the BNI has taken him out this morning.
So where is he now?
Central.
Which Central? Accra Central, Tema Central?
Yeah, I've been told that they will send back to the court. Some of our party officials are with him, and they are making sure that the right things will be done.
Right.
But once again, let me assure the good people of Tema East that we will do everything possible to ensure that the man they cherish to be their member of parliament is brought back to continue with this campaign.
And speaking of campaign, do you think that this is going to affect his chances at winning the parliamentary seat, which is just
Not
some
at
6 days
all.
away?
In fact, this has rather jeered or made the constituent so angry. In fact, he is the person they want to lead the constituency. So the attempt that has been made to smear Honorable Ni Ashai just to make him unpopular is something that the good people of Tema East will not countenance. And that is why you see the demonstrations ongoing in the Tema East constituency. But like I said, peace is of essence. And as a political party, we want our members to be law-abiding. We want to ensure that come December 7th, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and some of his corrupt officials will be taken out of office peacefully. So I'm once again appealing to the people of Tema East that they should remain calm and let the rule of law take its course. But whether they like it or not, Ni Ashai Odamti is going to be the member of parliament for Tema East.
All right, many thanks for your time. That is the Greater Accra NDC Regional Secretary, that's Theophilus Tetetai there. Now, with just 6 days to the presidential and parliamentary elections, the governing New Patriotic Party has instituted an award scheme for constituencies and regions that will record the highest voter turnout. The party is optimistic only a high turnout will result in the decisive victory it anticipates. Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP, Bernard Inchibue Siako, who disclosed this at a rally to end the first day of President Akufo-Addo's first end of this tour in the Ashanti region, made this known. Let's listen to him.
Ayo 7th December yakwakwatwa bay. Aya sidaba ni yakwakwatwa. Na Ashanti region, there were 47 constituencies. 2016 no, emu 44 na bay. And the mood trade. Now, 2020, Yakwaji Adia. Yakwaji Agenda 47. This time, you know, we cannot miss Agenda 47. It is movement. I 7th December, no, Okotoa Bapa. Now I say, wouldn't you be so swag? I am police station, energy from 500 to 1,000. It is a option register, not to do. Nelly Pie, woman, Omunya Maya, where the area Kakra bin you get him. And Timua say, I shall yet to say Jehovah Witness. Naya Ura Fiemu, Naya Ura Fiemu, Naya Ura Fiemu, Naya Fawamo, Naya Fawamo, Naya Tuabano, Naya Tuabano, Never Tuabano, 5 o'clock. Nana Nadu Dankwa Akufo-Addo, now I win.
Well, that separated rally at Bokrom and Atonsu in the Kumasi metropolis, President Akufo-Addo repeated his call for a massive turnout in the election.
Everybody the sense Mutu no boom money 2020 year. The person yes boom.
Now, the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat has announced free tertiary scholarships for current free senior high school WASI graduates. From January 2021, Registrar Kingsley Ajiman says candidates are free to apply online from now till December 15. This comes after the NDC amended their campaign to include free tertiary education for all SHS students. According to Mr. Ajiman, it is a move by President Akufo-Addo to ensure that all Ghanaian students get an education. He spoke to Mamisi Nyamiche Thompson.
All WASI graduates, that's the first batch of the free SHS now have an opportunity to apply for scholarship for their tuition fees at the tertiary level to be paid for them. When? Yes. An amount of 20 million Ghana cedis has been set aside. Of course, you know that because their tuition fees will vary, both in the private tertiary institutions, public tertiary institutions, their courses and programs also vary. So 20 million Ghana cedis being set aside, trust me, can take care of a lot, thousands of these graduates.
How sustainable will this funding for free tertiary education be? Looking at so much money already going into free senior high school.
Immediately His Excellency assumed office in 2017, 350 students in the local tertiary were given scholarship. 2018, we had 9,500 of them enjoying local scholarship. In 2019, a whopping 29,000 local tertiary students had scholarship. This year, for the continuous students, 45,000 of them are going to enjoy scholarship, of which out of the 45, 11,000 or so have been paid already. For the first batch of these free SHS, 20 million has been set aside for them. So in terms of sustainability, it's something that has been progressive all these years. The only thing that can militate against the sustainability of this local scholarship drive is when the MPP is not retained. Because
so, talking about feasibility, beneficiaries are Ghanaians, essentially students of Ghana. Whether you're in government or not, why don't you ensure that there's continuity, even if your government is not in power?
I mean, it's at the prerogative of a government to ensure that the education of its citizenry becomes a must. Don't forget that when President Mahama was a president during the dark days of Ghana, he said that for him to restore teacher and nursing training allowance, if it will cost him his presidency, he was ready to sacrifice it. The then flag bearer of the MPP, Anadodan Kwaku, said he will implement free SHS if that will cost him his life. So these two gentlemen all took the oath. Okay, which of them has materialized? Former President Mahama said he will cancel free SHS. Hasn't he said it? I read a lot of their statements that they made. Is it somebody that can be trusted? We can't. The youth of this country cannot trust our education and, for that matter, our future into the hands of a person who is not straight, into the hands of a person who is not very stable.
Let's stay on education because the National Democratic Congress has committed to absorb the fees for all fresh tertiary students from next year. In a statement signed by party chairman Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo, the party announced that it has accepted for incorporation in the People's Manifesto the recommendation of the education policy that the next NDC government absorbs the full school fees of Ghanaian students who will be admitted to tertiary institutions in the 2020-2021 academic year. This policy is an enhancement of our commitment in the People's Manifesto to absorb 50% of the school fees of all tertiary students for the 2021 academic year through the Chemupe policy, which will now apply to only continuing students in tertiary institutions in the country. The flag bearer of the party, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will in due course throw more light on this enhanced package for Ghanaian students who will be admitted to tertiary institutions next year, dubbed Fa Nina. So it's signed by Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo, who is chairman of the NDC. Well, we can now hear from national organizer of the MPP, Samuel Ku, who has labeled this as a scam, the NDC's promise to absorb the fees for the tertiary students. According to him, the NDC lacks policy credibility and is only making the promise as a last-minute effort to deceive the electorate.
I think it's the biggest scam that any political party can perpetuate on the people of Ghana. The NDC cancelled the teacher training allowance, nursing training allowance in the run-up to 2016 general elections. And the basis for that, even Mr. Mahama, His Excellency, the former president, said that even if it will cost him his presidency, he was willing to stand by that decision, and said that the reason why he was cancelling it was due to the fact that the economy couldn't sustain the payments of these allowances. How many nursing training students do we have? Teacher training, nursing training, they are less than 200,000. Now you want to pay tuition fees for all first-year students of universities across the country in excess of 400,000 people. Look at the person giving the promise. You look at the credibility, the track record of the party and the candidate making that promise. He said that anybody telling you free SHS was possible was dreaming. And Mr. Mahama himself said that it was impossible. Nana Akufo-Addo proved to him in 1 year that it was possible. In 12 months, we proved to him that we could still restore teacher training, nursing training allowances, and still sustain the running of our economy. But then you have a party like the NDC, and the biggest problem of the NDC now is policy credibility.
And that conversation hasn't ended yet. You can join Gifty and appear on the polls as we interrogate the issues a bit more. But that's how we wrap up Election Brief with me, Araba Kumsin. Join us same time tomorrow. Thanks for your time.